Minute and a half left to go. Great right hand lands. Jones was on his back foot for that one. Now he puts power behind the right hand and down goes Hall.
Hey everyone, yesterday I watched future Hall of Famer Roy Jones Jr. have his 75th professional fight. This is the same guy who once played a semi-professional basketball game and then had a professional fight a few hours later. He's an amazing boxer, probably one of the greatest of all times. He was also a rapper, a commentator, just kind of an all-around likable guy and a tremendous athlete. In this video, I want to talk a little bit about Roy Jones's footwork when he jumps rope. Now, there's not too much too much footage of Roy Jones Jr. jumping rope, but I did find some. And one thing that I want you to notice is how low he jumps off the ground. So I'm going to play the footage here. We'll take a look at it, and then I'm going to talk about a few things after, and a few things which you might be able to use to improve your jump rope footwork technique. All right? Hey everyone, as we could just see in that footage of Roy Jones Jr. jumping rope, he jumps really low off the ground. And that's because he has excellent timing, rhythm, coordination. And he's also very relaxed and composed when he jumps rope. And that's because he's been doing it for a long time. A lot of people, when they first start jumping rope, understandably, they jump far too high off the ground just because they're not skilled at it yet. They're not relaxed and their timing is off. But gradually with practice, you find yourself jumping lower and lower off the ground. A jump rope is really not that thick. It's only a few millimeters thick. So in order to jump this, we don't have to jump high. It's just that when we first start jumping, our timing is off. We're just not comfortable jumping rope. And we use poor form, which causes us to jump far too high off the ground. We often jump far too early. How high we jump is connected to when we jump. If we jump just as the rope is going over our head, we're gonna have to jump higher off the ground. But if we wait until that rope approaches the ground, we can afford to jump lower off the ground. So how high we jump off the ground is connected with when we jump off the ground. When we jump affects how high we jump. And I'm going to show you some footage now to further illustrate that. All right, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. So in this case, I'm jumping far too high off the ground and I'm bending my knees way too much. This is much different than the form used by Roy. And this is another kind of technique that I often see beginners use. In the previous example, I was bending my knees far too much and jumping too high. In this case, I'm not really jumping that high off the ground, but I'm using my arms far too much to spin the rope. And in this example, I'm using good technique. Contrast this with the previous example where I was using my arms far too much to spin the rope, and the example before that where I was jumping way too high off the ground and bending my knees. Here, I'm jumping low to the ground, I'm spinning the rope using mostly my wrists, and my upper arms are close to the sides of my body. Very relaxed posture. And one of the reasons I can remain so relaxed, and same with Roy Jones, is our timing. Notice here that I'm jumping just as the rope is approaching the ground. The rope is only a few millimeters thick, so I don't need to jump that high as long as I use good timing. Wait until the rope approaches the ground and then jump. And this just takes practice. Watch the rope pass in front of your eyes, wait until it approaches the ground, and then jump just an inch or two off the ground. And just keep practicing that. And here's a side view, just so you can notice where my upper arms are. They're staying close to the sides of my body, and I'm using my wrists and my lower arms to spin the rope.